Hey guys, how are we today? I thought I'd come out with a nice Sunday update based on how Bitcoin is tracking. So as we can see, the monthly BX trender still looks like if price doesn't capitulate in the next few days, we are going to close with a higher low above the macro 50% level. We can see the Bitcoin weekly chart, pretty much nothing has changed. This week looks like it's on track to close around mid-bar? Yeah, above the middle of the bar, but still underneath the peak of last week. So a decently strong close on the weekly. On the daily time frame, you can see our swing direction is now down after the recent, I guess you could say, sell-off, but it's only just down. Like, it's clipped out the bottom of the previous bar by what? Like $140 or something. Obviously, it's going to depend on exactly which chart you look at. But we'll just have to see what happens on this daily candle. Obviously, there's only about 16 minutes until closing, so I really doubt we're going to see in the next 16 minutes price just violently sells off $1,000. But who knows? Trump could say something. So most likely, I'm going to be watching the next day's candle to see if we can turn that swing direction back up and maybe get one more push up towards that $80,000 mark that I've been predicting, because it's almost felt like we've been seeing news failures for the last 2 days. Like, the ceasefire got extended by 3 weeks, Bitcoin moved up $800 and then stopped and then rolled back down. Like, I'll show you the 4-hour chart in a moment, but you can see that stochastic RSI, we're starting to run out of momentum, and seeing how the next day or two plays out, we could end up getting some bearish divergences. You can see price made a higher high, but the stochastic RSI made a lower high. Same as the daily BX trender, like buying momentum is just coming out. And if you're a follower of Michael's channel, you can see the volume on the rally is not really great. Like, the volume on the previous few rallies has been greater. So potentially we could be seeing some buyer exhaustion. The swing direction is down, but we just haven't seen continuation today. So we'll have to see what happens. Obviously, the daily 1-bar and 2-bar trends are still up. We haven't broken the trend lines, so trend is your friend until the end when it bends, as Michael likes to say. On the 4-hour time frame, you can see we have overbalanced in time, but not in price. This Elliott wave structure, I've exactly balanced out my wave 2 and my wave 4. They're a perfect balance. And you can see right through here, we were expecting, the good news of the war ending to pump price up. But that's just not happened. We have gone absolutely nowhere. And if you have a look at the liquidations, the 24-hour volume, you'll just be able to understand why we've gone nowhere. Like, no one's buying or selling. We are still holding the 33 fair value band on the 4-hour time frame, which lines up pretty damn well with this trend line that has been support since I called that 4th time breakout of the diagonal downtrend, and we got that perfect retest around 67k. But yeah, the trend is your friend until the end when it bends, and for now, we have overbalanced time and price on this purple wave 3 correction, but we haven't overbalanced price in any of these wave 2 or 4 corrections. You can see that was roughly a $4,000 sell-off, whilst this wave 4 correction was approximately a $5,000 sell-off, $4,500 or something like that. 74, yeah, 46, whatever. This correction here, excuse my maths, I have been a bit sick for the last few days, so the brain is not working at full speed. Don't mock me. It's been like, what, $2,000? $3,000, yeah. So until we start to see corrections, I'd say around the $5,000 mark, if I do a price range and we take it from the high, 79.5, you can see if we start to overbalance this correction here, meaning that this is no longer a minor wave for correction in the purple, it's more likely a major correction in the black, which potentially sets us up for an ABC to the downside. $4,000 would mean we'd have to come down to 75.4, which would obviously break that trend line and the 33 fair value band. If we were to come to around 4,700 to balance this correction here, price would need to come down to about 74.7. And for us to get an overbalance, we'd need to see around the low $74,000. And if something like that were to happen, if you're a follower of Michael's channel, you'll know, or a TIA Premium or Pro member, if we start to see some overbalances in time, in overbalances in price, I think we've already overbalanced in time, but I haven't double checked that, then that means the next rally is likely to form a lower high. So maybe it comes and retests this consolidation low and sets us up for another leg down. And if we see obviously a 5-wave structure to the downside on that move down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would mean that this entire structure here from the 67K breakout is not a impulsive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it's likely a ABC corrective wave where we're setting up for a larger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside. Now, if that went over your head, don't worry about it. I will be keeping my eyes on this and updating you as everything plays out. But you can just see on the 4-hour BX trender and the stochastic RSI, it actually looks to me like this is more likely to be accumulation than distribution, because even though we're pretty much overbalancing in price, that was 14 bars on the overbalancing in time, that was 19 bars, so we've overbalanced this time correction here, and what are we here? That was only 7 bars. So if we look on a closing basis, we've overbalanced. If we just obviously ignore these wicks here, we've overbalanced in time, but we haven't overbalanced in price yet. So we'll just have to see if we do get a sell-off. If we get a sell-off that breaks the trend line, the 33 fair value band, and I believe this trend line is probably in danger as well, and we'll probably see some -1 or -2 standard deviation bands get tested. I won't ramble on it too much, but because of the quiet market conditions, as Michael always likes to say, accumulation happens in quiet times, whilst distribution is often loud, and there's large swings. I'm not going to look at the 1 hour and 15-minute charts just because, look at that. Like, what do you want me to talk about? Price has gone nowhere. It's just been between the 1 and -1 standard deviation bands on the 15-minute time frame. I mean, if you wanted to scalp, on MEXC or something with 0 fees, 100x leverage, sure, go ahead. But I don't see much. USDT dominance, inconclusive for now. It looks like we've filled in some of the wicks from the previous few weeks. Obviously, I'm keen to see how the weekly close happens. Is Trump going to come out on Sunday US time, Monday morning my time, and say something ridiculous that shoots the market off in one direction? But for now, I do still believe lower prices are incoming because the USDT dominance is still in a long. So I believe Bitcoin and whatever is still going to roll over as per my previous few videos. US dollar holding support, so there's probably going to be another leg to the upside, especially with the monthly BX trend green. Against the Australian dollar, it's been perfectly supported on the daily -1 deviation band, but we're not here to talk about Forex or stocks. I will save those for another video. One more thing I do want to talk about quickly is some altcoins have been popping off. Like, obviously, the 17th of April and the 23rd of April, if we line that up on the Bitcoin chart, you can see it was this bar here and pretty much roughly around there. Our two massive daily pumps up. Quite a few altcoins have done some crazy pumps, but obviously if you're down 90% and you rally 300%, you're probably still down like 80% or something like that. So even though X is pretty loud and it feels like alt season over there, if you zoom out, if in doubt, zoom out, as Jason always likes to say, I rest my case. Liquidation max pain hasn't changed. If we can't tap that around 79.9, 80k, 80,200 level that I'm predicting we top out at for this correction, then I do believe we'll probably roll over on a pretty big level and come down to 70,300, which, if you look at the 4-hour time frame, lines up very well with that -2 standard deviation band. And if I zoom out, the -2 standard deviation band, typically, the first time you hit it after a really long consolidation where you haven't hit it for a while, the first time you hit it typically results in a bounce to either fair value or -1, and then you hit it again, and you see this massive capitulation that goes underneath it, and that typically marks the low for quite a while. So maybe we have a drop on some news event, probably out of Iran or whatever. We tap 70k, bounce to maybe 73k, and then as these bands grind down, we probably form potentially the bear market low in terms of price, but not time. If we remember, the price low can get hit like here in the FTX collapse, and the market doesn't go anywhere for another few months. So who knows? If anything crazy happens, it probably is going to be now, since quiet markets, low volume means max manipulation. I do believe one more pump up before the move down, but as I said, we technically have completed a 5-wave structure in the black, so the top could come at any moment. Fear and greed has popped back pretty close to neutral and is back into fear. FOMO finder is still in panic. Funding rates look like they've chilled out a little bit, and we have FOMC incoming. So that could probably be the catalyst. Oh, we got Trump speaking. He's already spoken. Nothing's changed. Yeah, I believe FOMC catalyst, 4:30 a.m. my time on Thursday. So potentially somewhere around here could be, when we get our new king. Maybe price pumps to 80k before then, and then we cut through these trend lines then. Who knows? Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Goodbye.